Take the mound, it's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude, like you got to be willing to defend, you got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome into the Leadoff Show, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We're out here at State Fair right now. Charlie Usen back in studio over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Game number one of a three-game series between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves kicks off today. It'll be Quinn Priester on the bump for Milwaukee, going up against Eric Fetty of Atlanta. 6:15 first pitch today from Truist Park in Atlanta. Game number 112 on the season. How does the rest of the lineup look? First thing we do on every show. Hit it.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
We'll start things off with Atlanta, looking at their lineup for today, going up against Quinn Priester. Jurickson Profar will lead things off. He's in left field. Matt Olson at first base will bat second. Drake Baldwin, the catcher, will bat third. Sean Murphy, the DH, batting fourth for Atlanta. Michael Harris, the second in center field, bats fifth. Ozzie Albies, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Eli White in right field will bat seventh. Nacho Alvarez Jr., the third baseman, will bat eighth. Nick Allen at shortstop rounds things out. He will bat ninth for Atlanta. Now for the Milwaukee Brewers, Bryce Turang leads things off. He's at second base. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat second. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, batting cleanup today for Milwaukee. Isaac Collins in left field will bat fifth. Blake Perkins in center field will bat sixth. Anthony Siegler is the third baseman, batting seventh today. Brandon Lockridge, the right fielder, will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop, batting ninth for the Crew. Well, a great weekend in Washington, capped off by an awesome Sunday game for the Milwaukee Brewers. How did it all go down? First thing we always do on every show, the rewind.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Yesterday for Milwaukee, it was Logan Henderson getting the late call going up against Brad Lord of the Washington Nationals, and Henderson will get a little bit of insurance right away in the first inning. After Bryce Turang would strike out to start off the game, William Contreras would single to right field, Andrew Vaughn a single right after, then Christian Yelich got the Brewers on the board first.
Ground ball towards the middle. It'll sneak through. Contreras will come around and score. Vaughn motor into third. It's 1-0. Another RBI from Christian Yelich.
All highlights courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. 1-0 after one for Milwaukee, as Logan Henderson would have some traffic but give up nothing in inning number one. In the top part of the second inning, Anthony Siegler works a leadoff walk. I've heard that leadoff walks actually score more than leadoff triples in Major League Baseball. Brandon Lockridge, an infield single. Anthony Siegler, I don't know what you were doing, because he ends up getting thrown out rounding second base during that play. Really dumb play, it felt like, from Siegler. Don't worry, Bryce Turang would come through, a two-run jack.
Drives one right field. This ball is hit very well. Way back and gone for Bryce Turang. Change up, middle of the plate, and Turang exits stage right. Seventh home run of the season for Bryce Turang.
More from Turang later on in this game. Jump ahead to inning number 5. That's when we started to see Logan Henderson have a little bit of trouble. Robert Hassel would fly out, but then Drew Milas would double. A single from Jacob Young would be the first run across for the Nationals. Aaron Ashby would come in for relief and strike out C.J. Abrams and James Wood. In the 6th, however, Milwaukee would get some runs back after Blake Perkins works a leadoff walk. Caleb Durbin would beat out an infield single. A nice pickoff move that didn't really work. It was an error on Henry, the pitcher. Lockridge would get a sacrifice fly and make things 4-1. Another throwing error would make it 5-1. Later on in the 7th inning, more runs coming across for Milwaukee. Caleb Durbin hit by a pitch. We said that all the time this season. Then Lockridge picks up 2 more RBIs with this single.
Lockridge to center field, a base hit. That'll score 2 more runs. Durbin's on his way to third. The Brewers piling on. It's 8-1.
Joey Ortiz would pick up a single as well. That would bring 2 more across. But then Bryce Terang, how about 2 in one day?
Terang out to right field. Has he done it again? It is back and it's gone. Bryce Terang is second homer of the day. The Brewers hanging a dozen on the Nationals.
A dozen would be hung up. Joey Ortiz picked up a 2-run double to make it 14-1 in the 8th inning. A touchdown for the Brewers. 2 touchdowns, actually. A couple of runs given up by D.L. Hall in the 9th inning would make things 14-3. The Brewers pick up the victory now 67-44 on the year. The win goes to Aaron Ashby. He is now 2-1 on the season. Brad Lord, the loss, he is 2-6. Nationals fall to 44-67, the exact backwards record of the Milwaukee Brewers. But who had the best game of the day? Let's get to our MVP.
Who is the MVP of the last game for the Crew? Who stood out the most? Let's find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Pretty easy to say that the MVP of the game should be Bryce Terang. But whenever Bryce Terang talks after a ball game, my heart dies inside a little bit. I mean, just absolute no juice from Bryce Terang anytime he's ever interviewed after a game from Sophia Minnaert. Or I've never seen any media availability from him either, Charlie. Am I wrong? Like Kurt Hogue, none of them ever posting Bryce Terang.
No, I thought it was crazy when they let him design those shoes, because I was like, he's like one of the most boring people on the face of the earth. Joey Ortiz is cool. He should design some pairs of shoes. Why is Bryce Terang designing
I love Bryce Terang. I mean, he's right now, he's at 276, 342 on base, a 386 slugging. Picks up his 7th and 8th homers of the year yesterday. But really, like, focus in and think deeper, I guess, about this. How huge is it that the Brewers have Logan Henderson, a guy that they can just call up from the minor leagues and really just begin to go at it and be competitive day in and day out? He probably should be on the major league roster. Most teams across baseball would have him starting in one of their first 5 starting pitching rotations this year. And the Brewers are just so loaded. They're so stacked at the position, and they have plenty of time to waste on Logan Henderson as well. Keep him down there as long as possible. His final line, 4 1/3, one earned run, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. His ERA at 1.78 now on the year. I really was impressed with him. Just, again, he drove from Pennsylvania to Washington, D.C., that night. Like, he found out that he was going to pitch the day before, and then he just road tripped it with his parents down from Pennsylvania to Washington, D.C. He spoke to the media after the game as well. Here is Logan Henderson after the Brewers pick up the 14-3 victory over the Washington Nationals.
Logan, just how'd you feel, rejoining the team here and getting another opportunity for your first start?
Yeah, I mean, that's all I've been looking for is another opportunity, and just super glad to be here. And focus today was just to help the team win, and glad the boys got the win on top of it.
Logan, what is the challenge of wanting to feel like a part, wanting to be a part of the team when you pitched well and you're down in AAA and kind of seeing what they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, the team's in a lot different spot than the last time I was here, and it's been really fun to watch the team, take over first in the Central, and I understand that I have to take care of my stuff down there, and so I'm focused with where I was at down there. But again, just happy to be here and happy to help the club out.
Are you happy with your command here today?
Yeah, there was overall, I'm happy with it. There's a couple of at-bats that I really want back, and a couple of pitches. Again, I mean, I could say that for any outing in my career, but overall, I thought the command was good. I didn't think the wood walk was great in the first, or I forget who I walked the second time, but maybe Bell. But overall, like, the cutter was in a really good spot today, and it hasn't been like that the last month and a half. I still have really good confidence with it, but William was pressing cutter a lot today, and they had good results, so I'm happy with that.
What's it mean to have the team kind of get off to that start early in the game and know that you have some backing?
Sure. I mean, it's huge. It's anytime that you're pitching with a lead, it's amazing, and that seems to be the case the majority of the times I've been here. And I mean, this is a really hungry team right now, and the offense is firing on all cylinders. And I mean, you just saw it today. It was Brewers baseball. So yeah, it's fun pitching with the lead.
Was the call a little bit of a surprise?
It definitely was. Yeah, I was slated to start yesterday, and I was on the 8th hitter of my pregame review, and Sweet came in and said, "Hey, you're not starting today anymore." And he didn't tell me why. So he gave me 10 minutes, and then he finally called me to the office and said, "Hey, you're throwing tomorrow." And again, just happy to be here.
When did you get in?
Sorry?
You get in today or last night?
I got in last night, yeah. Parents actually drove me. My dad and stepmom were in Scranton, and there were no flights available last night. So it was a full circle moment having my parents drive me here, and it was special.
Is there a certain skill you guys have staying connected to what's going on here, even if you're not here, if you're going back and forth a little bit? Like, how do you kind of keep one foot in here when you're not physically?
Yeah, I think that's the toughest battle, to be quite honest, is, it's trying to feel a part of the team up here when you're down there, but, it just kind of, it fuels you more, it makes you want to get back up here, and you just want to be ready for any opportunity. And like you just said, did you expect it? I did not at all, so, but I was ready for it, so, yeah, I mean, again, we're all in Nashville watching the boys win up here, and it's been really fun, and we all want to contribute, and that's the goal.
There is Logan Henderson speaking to the media after the Brewers' 14-3 victory over the Washington Nationals. That audio courtesy of Kurt Hogue on Twitter. It is the leadoff show live from the Wisconsin State Fair. Charlie back in the studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Other news and note before we hear from the manager, Isaac Collins today was named NL Rookie of the Month after batting .321, 2 homers, 11 RBIs in 23 games, had an .847 OPS. Back-to-back months now, the Brewers have taken home NL Rookie of the Month. Jacob Mizorowski got that back in June. If you hadn't heard, it is the 6th most hits ever in a 3-game series for the Milwaukee Brewers. They put up 56 hits in the contest. In franchise history, it is the 3rd most runs technically, because they did put up 40 in 2 different series, but it is the 2nd highest run total we have seen. And Quinn Priester looking to extend his winning streak to 10 games over his last 12 appearances. He would be just the 3rd pitcher ever to do that in Milwaukee Brewers history. How about the manager, Pat Murphy, after a great weekend in Washington? What did he have to say about the crew in Game 3, 14-3 over Washington?
The guys are loose, and there are a lot of guys that haven't played very much. If you look at Lockridge and Siegler, and they don't have very many Major League ABs, so once again, I go back to their hunger, and, they want to impress. They want to be here, and that matters. And then Durbin's been on the bench a couple days, so he's like, wait a minute. And that matters. Ortiz finding himself, so all that is collectively, it's really a healthy situation when you have young, hungry players.
What do you sense with how they're all, not just contributing, but they're all pulling for each other, too, right now, when everyone's contributing?
Well, they're all in the same boat, Collins, Perkins, Siegler, Lockridge, Ortiz, they didn't know they were going to be in the big leagues, and they don't know tomorrow if they're going to be in the big leagues. So that's kind of a good thing, they're on guard. And the guys that have been here know how hard it is, and, they're trying to do what they can. But it starts with Yelich when your top experienced offensive player is on base 5 times. That sets the tone for everyone else that he's still playing, whether it's 10-1, 12-1, or whatever it is. He's still playing and conducting himself the way he should. So that rubs off on everybody else.
How about Terang? Almost won a month without a homer. He goes twice pull side. What do you think of his day?
Yeah, I mean he's coming into his own. He's still every year he's taken a little bit of a step. Last year was a quantum leap with how he played defense and everything else. This year he's kind of opened the season sick and with an injury, and it was tough to start the season. He missed a lot of spring training at the end, and then he tried to get right into it in April, and it was tougher on him. But yeah, he's a ball player, man. He's a ball player.
What did you think Logan handled the assignment today?
Yeah, I thought Logan was great. Yeah, it really was. He's been through it now. How many starts has he made? 5? Is this 5?
I think so.
Yeah. He's given us a chance in all 5, We've won all of them he's pitched, yeah. Well, that bodes well. Did he get the win today?
No. More than a 3.
Mike was going to print some type of record or something. I like to. I'm not into records, you know what I mean? Records. I'm not into records, Mike. He always writes the records. It'll be all over his little printout he puts out, and then the guys will read it, and then, of course, we'll get shut out 4 games in a row or something.
You all have had momentum at other points in the season and had momentum coming into the series already to some extent, but how can a series like this, when you're scoring and hitting like you have, build that going into the final 2 months?
Yeah, I think everybody's well aware of how it's going to be. It's not going to be, every game's not going to be like this, I think there's something to these guys together on the road. I think there's less distractions, and I think they pull together pretty good. I think they know it's still a long season. We got a long way to go, a long journey, especially and we got to recognize how this is happening, why it's happening. And once we do that and then kind of commit to some things, maybe we can because everybody's feeling, we've been at it so long, everybody's feeling the first thing you can go to is, oh, I'm so tired. Really? No, you're not. You know what I mean? Like, if your house was on fire, you'd get that energy back. Well, it's not that extreme or not that personal, but there's ways to find that energy and that adrenaline and realize what you have. So we're loose, we're having fun, but in the back of our mind, we know that this is not going to be without its adversity. We lose Frelick, we lose Churio. Nobody mentions that 5 guys that started that final game in last year's playoffs, well, 6 guys that started that last game in our lineup are not with us right now. So 6 guys, you got them named yet? Bowers, Hoskins, Adames, G-Mitch, Churio, and Frelick, and Tobias. So look at that. 7 or 10 in that game are not with us. So it speaks to how these young guys are taken to their opportunity.
There is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media yesterday after the Brewers' 14-3 victory. Brings up a great point about how last year's team just completely different, and they're still able to figure it out. They're better than last year's team on top of it. Charlie, I don't know about you, but Pat Murphy gives off, just would be the best grandpa energy, but maybe, the worst father-in-law of all time to have it. I mean, I don't know. You have maybe a better idea of this than I do, but, do you know who Pat Murphy's son-in-law is? Do you know who it is?
I do not. No, not off the
You
top
don't
of my
know
head.
this?
No.
Do you know it's Pedro Alvarez?
Oh, is it really?
The old, yes,
Pittsburgh
Pedro Alvarez
Pedro
from the
Alvarez?
Pirates. Yes. He married Pat Murphy's daughter.
That's
I would
kinda
love
cool.
to interview him and not talk baseball at all. Just
That'd be awesome.
strictly talk about Pat and how he is as a father-in-law. But Pedro Alvarez, yes, married Pat Murphy's daughter, was with the team as well for a little bit last year in some sort of role. I think it's what Jace Peterson is doing. That's what Pedro Alvarez was doing with the Milwaukee Brewers. But the more you know on that.
Interesting.
What was that, Charlie?
I said interesting. That's it.
Right,
That's it.
yeah, I know. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's a small world we live in right here, and baseball makes it smaller and smaller as well. We got to get to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. He sent me a picture of a new special they got going on. It looks awesome. So I am all in. I'm going to ask him about that. Plus, get you some of the best bets if you want to get in the action on today's Brewers-Braves series opener now in Atlanta. There was some rain going on over in Atlanta. Haven't heard anything official on game is canceled, game's not going to happen. So it might start late. We're going to go till 6 o'clock here at the Wisconsin State Fair. On the other side, we'll talk to Austin Herdina of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It's the leadoff show live from the Wisconsin State Fair. Charlie back in studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
At the wall, looking up, see you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up on all things Brewers Braves ahead of first pitch 6:15 today from Truist Park. Before we get to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, the Brewers lineup looking like this today. Bryce Terang at second base will lead things off. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat second. Andrew Vaughn, the first baseman, batting third today. Christian Yelich cleaning up and is the DH. Isaac Collins bats fifth, plays left field. Blake Perkins bats sixth, plays center field. Anthony Siegler at third base will bat seventh today. Brandon Lockridge in right field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, bats ninth, rounds things out today for the crew. Joining us now on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices, joining the Leadoff Show as he does each and every day, Sportsbook Manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Austin Herdina, is now live here with us. Austin, how are we doing today, my friend?
Very well, man. Very well. Excited for another Brewer game.
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome to watch. The weekend was great for the Brewers, obviously. Everyone having a good time. The Potawatomi Sportsbook, I'm sure, was jumping. Before we do it, how was SummerSlam yesterday? How did the night 2 work out? I know night 1, you said, hey, we got a nice, decent crowd in there. Night 2, have some good pop as well?
Yeah, it was a fun show. I don't know if you watched it all. Big surprise at the end.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar coming back.
Brock came back.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what happens going forward. But, yeah, it was fun. Fun to do something a little different in our sportsbook space. The people that were here enjoyed it. Everyone had a good time.
Looking over now, Austin Herdina of the Potawatomi Sportsbook joining the Leadoff Show. Betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook today. Brewers slight favorites, minus 134 on the money line. You'll get plus 118 on the 1.5 run line if you take Milwaukee, and the over-under is set at 8 today. Austin, what are you looking at today over at your most popular bets to start off a parlay for the people in Brewers-Braves Game 1?
All right, Tommy, so I got a 3-leg same-game parlay that's paying plus 500. I want you to tell me what part of this is not going to win, because I think I can't see what's not going to win. I got the Brewers to win the game. They've been so hot. I wish I was just betting on them every single day. I don't know how much money I'd be up, but if somebody came in here and just bet on them every day this season, I'm sure you'd be up a good amount of money. Maybe that's something I figure out for tomorrow. I'll give you the info. And then William Contreras, over 1.5 total bases. This guy had 5 hits a couple days ago. Now the last 2 games, he was 0 for 4 on Saturday, 1 for 5 yesterday. The rest of the team picked up the pace, right? The rest of the team got it done. Today, though, at Atlanta, we need him to come through. So I like him over 1.5 total bases. So that can be done with 2 singles or a double or even better than that. And then Quinn Priester, over 4.5 strikeouts. This guy's been so hot this year. I just love the addition of him to the rotation. He's been someone that, we expected, later part of the back end of the rotation. Not sure what we'd get from him, but he's been really hot. So just to get over 4.5 strikeouts. So we're looking for 5 strikeouts. Plus 500. I just feel like that value is really good for a Brewers to win. Contreras over 1.5 bases and Quinn Priester over 4.5 strikeouts.
Yeah, Brewers money line, Contreras over 1.5 total bases, and Quinn Priester over 4.5 strikeouts. I love it. I do. I've been on here saying that I think that Quinn Priester might be my second most favorite player to watch on the Milwaukee Brewers this year behind Jacob Mizorowski. I think he's electric. I think his stuff is not as flashy, obviously, as Jacob Mizorowski, but when it comes to just pitching, I don't know who does it better. It seems like he's dotting it up. He's got a great game plan every single day he goes out there. I love Quinn Priester. I love that number. Over 4.5 strikeouts on Quinn Priester. William Contreras over 1.5 total bases. Brewers money line pays 5-1 today, plus 500. over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Austin Herdina, Sportsbook Manager at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, joining the leadoff show as he is right now. And Austin, I usually ask you what's going on over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, so I will ask you about any important events and whatnot coming up over at Potawatomi. But I am looking at this picture of an item you sent me. Looks like it's the Taste of Summer combo or special you guys got going on there. It is a spiked lemonade shake-up drink plus a Wagyu corn dog, a Wagyu beef corn dog right now. I told you that I don't know if I've heard something so oxymoronic in my life, but corn dog, I assume this is for the state fair, what's going on right now. I love corn dogs. I love Wagyu. I never thought once in my life to put Wagyu in cornmeal and deep fry it. You tried it. How is it? Tell the people how it is.
Listen, you deep fry anything, Tommy, and it's going to be pretty darn good. So, yeah, I knew this was our special that we're running here in August and September, the Wagyu corn dog. I had to try it. I was like, I keep seeing people ordering it in here. I had to try it myself. It was delicious. First of all, you got a really good quality, basically it's a hot dog, but I mean, it's really good quality beef hot dog.
Right.
And it's really good size. I mean, it takes up the whole plate. And then cheese curds. Who doesn't love cheese curds? And you got all these different sauces you can use it. I'm a ranch guy myself.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to dip my cheese curds in. What about you? Do you like your ranch?
Oh, yeah, ranch for sure. If marinara is the only thing there, I'll do it, but, I'm asking for ranch every time.
Well, we got both for you. So if you're out there and you like either one, we got it. We got so many sauces. You just ask for it, we'll probably have it. But, yeah, it was delicious. I will probably be having that again tomorrow for lunch, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, what a time of the year,
delicious.
right? During the fair, might as well have another corn dog, right?
Absolutely. Who doesn't love a good corn dog in the summer? That's just a good summer food. Just like in the winter, we'll have a good chili special. That's good winter food. But in summer, I want a corn dog.
I love it.
Corn dogs,
Austin
Jackie,
Herdina.
corn dogs.
Corn dogs, where are they? Oh, man, I didn't expect a semi-pro reference here on this show, but I will take it all day. I can't say my favorite line from that movie because it's not FCC friendly, but Vacitis, you know who I'm talking about for sure. Austin, what else is going on over there? I know you guys got fantasy football draft. You guys are taking reservations on too. Anything else the people should know about happening over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook?
Yeah, you wanna book your fantasy football draft? Head to Potawatomi.com. Go to Sportsbook, and you'll see the link, the information on the page. Fill out the information. It'll come right to my email. I will contact you. So it's just such a great deal for $49.95. You're going to be getting per person. You're going to be getting an exclusive space with different food items and 3 drinks per person. And we have a draft board and so many different things for your fantasy football draft. It's such a great idea. I'm so happy we're doing it. Come on in. We've already launched. We launched this. When was that? Last Monday we launched it. We've already had about a handful of reservations come in. We got a lot of dates and a lot of times open yet the rest of the month and first week of September. So if you're someone that wants to have your fantasy football draft here at the Sportsbook, please do it. You won't regret it. It's going to be a great time.
Sounds like
UFC. It. What was that?
I said sounds like it. I can't wait to hear what people got to do. Might have to work something out myself. What UFC is up next?
UFC 319 is the next pay-per-view. That is on August 16th. We have reservations available for that right now as well if you want to book your table and get a great viewing experience for that. And then we got Packer preseason game already this coming weekend coming up. So preseason football is coming into full swing. College football kicks off at the end of the month. It's summer. We're getting into football season, right? Baseball is, we're all past the All-Star break. Baseball is super important. This Brewers team, we got to finish strong. We got to win a championship. I'm super excited for the championship. But football, too, is coming up, and that's such a big event. That's our biggest bet sport for us, and we're ready for all you to come in and bet on football again, too.
Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Thank you so much for jumping on today. Have a good rest of your night, my friend, and, of course, go Brewers.
Go Brewers.
There he is. Gardenia, Sportsbook Manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. One more time, his parlay for the people today. Brewers money line, William Contreras to record over 1.5 total bases. Quinn Priester over 4.5 strikeouts. It'll pay plus 480 now. I think it went down. People already listening. Plus 480 over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get to Drew Wagner, let's take a look around the minor leagues. Get to our Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? Ironworkers Local 8 brings you Building a Winner. Building Milwaukee's future, one beam at a time. Apply now at iwl8.org.
Yes, time for another Build a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. Thanks again to Ironworkers Local 8 for being a part of the leadoff show all season long. We'll hit the music quickly here, but we're going to go through these fast because it was kind of a rough weekend, starting with Nashville.
Nashville Sounds.
Yeah, Nashville loses 8-7 to Scranton Wilkes-Barre. That's the New York Yankees AAA affiliate. It's kind of boring when the most exciting people in the game are Daz Cameron and Oliver Dunn, but Cameron did have a 3-run homer. Ollie Dunn went 1 for 4 with a double in the game. 17-16 now for Nashville on the year. If you didn't hear, Bobby Dahlbeck now done. He exercised his option to be released. Again, I don't know why you would do that, but Bobby Dahlbeck no longer with the Nashville Sounds. They still have Daz Cameron and Ollie Dunn, though. Don't worry. Let's head to Double-A.
Biloxi Shuckers.
Blake Burke, 2 for 4. That's exciting after being moved up earlier last week. Matthew Wood, 2 for 4 with a double. Ethan Murray, 2 for 3, had 2 runs come across. They lost, however, 8-4 to the Pensacola Blue Wahoos, Double-A affiliate of the Miami Marlins. Let's get to the exciting team now, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin Timber Rattlers.
Not because of the game yesterday. They lost 2-1 in 10 innings over the Lake County Captains. Carolina was rained out, so no Mudcats updates because Jesus Made and Luis Pena both moved up now to High A Wisconsin. Seriously, there are 12 games left. There are 12 games left to go see the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. You can go watch Jesus Made, Luis Pena. Next week they'll be there, and then I believe the 22nd to the 28th or something along those lines is their last series. That's it. You won't be able to see them again. They got 12 more games at home. Go find a way to go see these guys. The Brewers' top 2 prospects both getting moved up, and on top of it, yesterday, Robert Gasser made his 4th start of his current rehab assignment with Class A Wisconsin. He had 2 scoreless innings, a hit, a strikeout through just 16 pitches in the game, so not a whole lot, but Robert Gasser also moving his way up and along on his rehab stint. The Brewers also announced their organizational minor league player and pitcher of the month awards. Braylon Payne, minor league player of the month, went 383, a 638 slugging during that time, 3 doubles, 3 homers, 6 stolen bases, all in just 13 games as well. Braylon Payne, player of the month in the minor leagues. Travis Smith was named minor league pitcher of the month. He went 4-0, had a .69 ERA. That's pretty nice, with 24 strikeouts and 5 starts for Carolina last month as well. This Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. I mean, next year, guys, you're talking about a starting rotation that's at minimum consisting of Mizorowski, Henderson, Priester, Gasser. I mean, that's 4 guaranteed, not to mention Freddie Peralta's still going to be on an option next year, so probably going to be with the club. He'll probably be the one. Brandon Woodruff on a mutual option. We'll see if the team and him decide on that. I mean, the team's going to be good for a couple of years now here, and not just good, probably nasty for a couple of years right now. And it all starts with the pitching staff and Robert Gasser working his way back. That's awesome as well for the crew. Coming up, we're going to talk to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, pick his brain on the weekend that we just saw from the Brewers in Washington, and then get you guys all caught up, ready to go for game number 1 between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. It is the leadoff show live from the Wisconsin State Fair, just outside the Expo building, across from the Milk House. Charlie back in studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
What's the latest on the Crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Inside the Clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Sign your kids up now for July open tryouts at focusbaseball.com. Ages 6 to 17.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up on all things Brewers Braves. First pitch scheduled 6:15 today from Truist Park. Before we get over to Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports, Brewers lineup one last time for you guys here today. Bryce Terang leads things off. He's at second base. William Contreras, the catcher, will bat second. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat third. Christian Yelich, the DH, bats fourth today. Isaac Collins in left field will bat fifth. Blake Perkins in center field will bat sixth. Anthony Siegler at third base batting seventh today. Brandon Lockridge in right field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is batting ninth for the Crew. Joining the Leadoff Show now, as he does each and every day, you can follow his work at Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter at @ByAndrewWagner on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. It is Drew Wagner joining the Leadoff Show. Drew, I would like you to rank 1 through 3 these Wisconsin things, because we just had a conversation in the break. I want you to go Cousins, Culver's, Quick Trip in order 1 through 3, 1 being the best, 3 being the worst. Drew.
I mean, my answer to this is pretty easy. It's Quick Trip by far, and that's I'd say that even if they weren't giving out a free can of Miller High Life or High Life Light to Quick Rewards customers right now, for the love of God, Quick Trip, just sponsor me already. Then I would put Cousins, and then I would put Culver's, because I'm going to go out here and say it. I think Culver's is at best. Do the kids still say mid? Because I'm going to go ahead and say Culver's is mid at best.
Okay, yeah, kids still say it. They do. Not about Culver's, but they say mid for sure. Yeah, I can respect it. I wanted to ask because I saw we were just having a conversation about Cousins in between the break, and then I know you're a Quick Trip stan forever, and I saw you had the deal out there, so I figured that was going to be number 1. We got to lead this charge against Buc-ee's coming into Wisconsin here, Drew. Just stay strong on Quick Trip, all right?
I'll never forget my one and only true love.
Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports joining the Leadoff Show here, talking Brewers as they set to gear up against the Atlanta Braves for game number 1 of that series in Atlanta. Drew, before we start going with that, we talked a little bit about it this morning, but what a weekend from the Milwaukee Brewers. 56 hits. They're still putting up runs if you ask them today. What stood out as the most impressive part over the weekend for you after the Brewers sweep the Washington Nationals?
I mean, the fact that they never let up, even when the games were out of reach, and they were out of reach pretty quickly, they were still going up there with that same aggressive, battling approach that's led to their big innings. They don't take their foot off the gas. They don't let the game situation dictate their approach. They just go up there, and they keep on doing what they've been doing, very Cosmo Kramer-like. They just don't stop. And I think, to me, that's the most impressive thing. They don't stop until that last out is recorded. That's the sign of a true winning team to me.
Yeah, and everything they do just seems to be contagious, Drew, right? Like, just whether it's hitting, and they put up a big inning where they put up 7 yesterday. Pitching, it feels like feeds off each other one after another. Did that yesterday. That felt like the first time. What were you calling it when Ashby and DL Hall were going to have to come in? They were like long leverage appearances or something. That felt like the perfect time to bring in Aaron Ashby yesterday with Logan Henderson struggling, third time through the order coming up. That's what it feels like we should be seeing out of DL Hall and Aaron Ashby this year, no?
Yeah, that's kind of how I thought those guys were going to get used, multi-inning leverage relief roles. It hasn't always worked out like that. How they're going to keep getting used remains to be seen, but that was kind of the ideal. Granted, it went a little rocky there for Hall at the end, but that's what you want those guys for. You want those guys to be able to go multiple innings and give the rest of your pen a little bit of a breather. That's what they're there for. That's why they're stretched out.
Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, joining us here on the Leadoff Show. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter at @ByAndrewWagner. Drew, let's start talking about today's game and some more today's news. Isaac Collins just got named NL Rookie of the Month, second straight month now that a Milwaukee Brewers player has won that after Jacob Misiorowski taking that home in June. Isaac Collins now like sneaky the favorite to win Rookie of the Year, Drew, because this guy last year, like I think he had 17 at-bats last year, it was a small cup of coffee last year with the Brewers. He has to be maybe one of the biggest surprises, and it feels like you can say that about 10 guys on this Brewers team, but Isaac Collins for NL Rookie of the Year, give the campaign speech right now.
I mean, you absolutely have to make him the front runner right now. You never mind what he's doing at the plate, which is spectacular. I think he's sitting somewhere around like 275. Really good slash line going there, really good numbers. But look at his defense. Here's a guy that didn't play a lot of outfield going into spring training, and even in spring training, Pat Murphy talked about this the last homestand. Like, ooh, he doesn't look very good out there. He kind of misplayed a couple balls early and looked shaky at best because he'd spent most of his career primarily in the infield.
Yeah.
They move him out there, and he's one of the best defensive outfielders, not just in the National League, but all of baseball right now. The guy has more than held his own in a rather unfamiliar position. He's held his own at the plate. He's consistent. He just goes out there and produces. He doesn't do it in a very flashy way, which you could say about a lot of guys on this Brewers team. But his numbers are consistent. His numbers are beyond respectable. He's just been a steady, calming influence in that lineup and in that defense all season long.
Drew, let's stick with the rookie conversation, too, because Anthony Siegler back in the lineup again today, giving him some opportunities when there is a righty on the bump. Caleb Durbin the day off. Did Caleb Durbin really play his way out of playing against righties, in your opinion? Because it's another guy that, doesn't do anything really that flashy for the Milwaukee Brewers, but when you look up and something happens during the game, if it's Caleb Durbin who is the attention, it doesn't surprise you anymore because this guy has been, consistent, steady at third base. The bat, it figured it out later on in the year. Why is Durbin getting his opportunities now split with Siegler, do you think?
Well, I think for one, they want to get Siegler some reps. They want to get him in there and get him feeling good and get him feeling successful, get him some productivity in there. And you can do that against teams that, aren't exactly there in the standings. Two, you talk about the matchup with the right-hander on the hill. You also have to take into account, what the Braves have coming out of the bullpen. Sometimes you're putting guys in the starting lineup and you're keeping guys on the bench because they might be a better matchup later in the game with the prevalence of more bullpen arms. Sometimes that plays into it, too. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. It's not a knock on Caleb Durbin at all. It's just a chance to get Anthony Siegler going because, listen, they need him to get going. They need him to be a productive member of this team. They need him to be a guy that can contribute like the other 25 guys on the roster.
Drew Wagner joining us here from Forbes Sports on the Leadoff Show Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. Last thing I got for you, Drew. Quinn Priester going for 10 straight decision victories in a row. I think of everyone we just named, he's got to be the biggest surprise. This is a guy that has one minor league option left, right? And if you send him down, then he got no more if you call him back up. The Brewers were scared, maybe scared isn't the right word, but tentative all season long to exercise that option if anything would have happened for Quinn Priester. And all he's done since May, really, at this point, has been maybe one of the more consistent guys on this team for the Brewers. He's figuring it out as the year goes on. I don't even think you can say that anymore, Drew. I think Quinn Priester might have figured it out. Either be with me or talk me down right now.
I'm right there with you. I mean, I think this guy's got it going. I think he's still getting better every time he goes out there. I think he's easily one of the best pitchers in the National League right now. He's not gonna win it, but you at least have to put him in the conversation for Cy Young. Like, he's got to get some votes there. I mean, you find a guy that's put up more consistent numbers. Yeah, his first couple of starts weren't that much to write home about, but what he's done since that Cubs outing in May when he got knocked around a little bit, it's beyond impressive at this point.
As far as getting votes for Cy Young, I mean, could the Brewers get 4 pitchers to get a vote? I mean, it wouldn't really be that shocking, would it, Drew? If it was Freddie's going to get a vote, right? Maybe there's a guy who throws some love at Miz in there. Priester could get some love. McGill could get some love. Is that a crazy number to think 4 pitchers could get a vote for Cy Young for the Brewers this year?
I don't know if McGill's going to get a vote in there. Rarely do you see the relievers get that kind of love, especially with the reliever award in there now.
Yeah,
but, I mean, it's not that far-fetched, but I could definitely see Freddie getting some consideration. Priester should get some consideration. Miz, maybe. It depends on what he does when he comes back.
Right.
I mean, listen, the Brewers' pitching staff is just ridiculous right now. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. They are ridiculously good. They are ridiculously deep. Like, this is a formidable pitching staff. This has to be one of the best pitching staffs in all of baseball right now.
I completely agree. I completely agree with you, Drew. Drew, thank you so much for jumping on today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night, my friend.
Enjoy the fair, buddy.
Will do, will do. There he is, Drew Wagner, jumps off the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Last thing we do before we get out of here, keys to the game.
How does the crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Keys to the game, it's always at my discretion. I get to choose what are keys to the game. And I also think I've kind of just turned this into a little bit more of what I want to see as opposed to keys to the game as the days have gone on. I mean, you guys have, how many times can I read to you that the Brewers are 55-10 when they put up 4 runs? Like, yeah, get to 4 runs and they're the 30 Yankees. Like, it's murderer's row every time if the Brewers, if they get to 4 runs. So let's go for history today. Quinn Priester, get your 5 innings and have the lead when it happens so you're at an opportunity for the win. 10-game winning streak if you get the victory today for Quinn Priester. That's today's keys to the game for me. Quinn Priester have enough to get the win because 10 in a row, it'd be the most in Brewers history in a at all, not just in a season, just in franchise history. I love what I see out of Quinn Priester. Seriously, a guy that everyone was freaking out that they traded their number 7 prospect for in Yoferi Rodriguez during this offseason, right at the beginning of the season, rather. And Quinn Priester has come in and shoved. Just the entire time he has shoved, and it's awesome to watch. I love watching Quinn Priester every time he takes the mound. That is today's keys to the game. That's going to do it for us here at the fair today. Charlie, thank you so much from back in the studio helping me out today. We'll do it again tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir. I'll be here.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We are out of time today. Brewers versus Braves. It is Quinn Priester going up against Eric Fetty today. Tomorrow we'll be back same time as it'll be Freddie Peralta up against Joey Wentz, but we will get there at 5 o'clock tomorrow. However, today, Leadoff Show is done. Leadoff Show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, live from the Wisconsin State Fair, and we're back tomorrow. Charlie in studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Oh, and don't forget, send them home.